Okay, three quick developments this afternoon. First is Sessions announced a formal inquiry into the FISA debate, the FISA investigation. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it may actually slow down Devin Nunes because he may try to classify a lot of the material, saying it may hurt the investigation if we publicize the actual goings on, the actual court dates, the actual judges, the actual transcripts, the actual notes, and deliberations and reasoning to the FISA court. I believe that's very bad, but it's probably good as far as my lawsuits are concerned because I assert that this authority was misused. So it helps to have the Attorney General add his oomph behind it, as well as Devin Nunes. Of course, the deadline is still Friday for these 20 people or so. I'm not saying they're the BlackBerry 20, but they could be the BlackBerry 20 to answer, how did you come to know about Christopher Steele? The next one is Mueller dropping the charges against Gates. Basically gave, for the same group of criminals, or the same group of money launderers, let's say, is not necessarily criminal, but Podesta's got immunity for ratting on Gates and Mueller. Now Gates is turning and ratting on Manafort. I'm sorry, Gates and Manafort. Gates has now had all the charges dropped against him, and Manafort's left holding the bag. Again, they're all a part of the same, it's kind of like all the bank robbers being given immunity except the guy who was driving the car. I feel like poor Alpha Jallo is sitting out there going, hey, wait a minute, I'm only the driver here. But that's the way it goes. Manafort now, of course, can turn evidence and say, wait a minute, I didn't do one thing, which is register as a foreign agent. Neither did Podesta Group. So everything I did, they should be here with me. Again, that's good for my lawsuit, though, because that's exactly what I assert in my lawsuit 90 days, 120 days ago. So it's good to have a lot of the evidence coming out in the criminal cases because it supports this, the civil cases. And finally, the last piece is that for Uranium 1, our bagman, Campbell, has come out and said, oh, he heard the Russians bragging, there's 9 Russians involved, that they would get easy approval of CFIUS for the Uranium 1 deal. Well, again, that's good because that's, again, things I assert in my case. And it's also helps us focus in on who are those 9 individuals, who gave the money, who gave the assurances that the deal was going to go through when they gave the money, how did the quid pro quo work exactly. So we're getting down to the actual